Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and today I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion on Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. As always, I'll put a discount link for this fragrance in the comment section below with global shipping. That is an affiliate link in case you guys want to support, but of course, buy where you're comfortable, all right? Now, what does Very Good Girl smell like? It smells like lychee, it smells like vanilla, and there's also some rose. Now, I believe vetiver and red currant are listed as well. And yes, I smell some of the red currant, which is why I love this fragrance, but vetiver, I didn't really pick up on, at least when I gave it a full wear. Now, if you want me to do a comparison video with this and the original, let me know in the comment section, because what I like about Very Good Girl is the fact that the amount of notes is pretty minimal, all right? We're working with like 6-7 notes here in comparison to about 30 with the original. But in terms of performance, this thing is actually pretty good. I can't even lie. Performance was around like that 7-hour mark. I feel like if I applied more of it, it would definitely surpass 8. And if you didn't see my initial reaction to this fragrance, I think I only did about 1.5 sprays. Like I was just, one of them was like a tester spray. Then I just had one full spray of this fragrance. So I was pleased with, the longevity of the scent. Now, the way that it dried down is still very good, but I noticed that it kind of smelled a little bit more powdery, just a touch more powdery. I still like the scent, but instead of it just being like this fun, flirty, just red berry, lychee sort of scent, there was a bit of some powderiness to it that, you either like it or you don't. But for me, I'm not the biggest fan of powdery notes. I kind of wish that it doubled down more on the lychee, because that is what I loved so much about this fragrance. Honestly, this is a head-turning type of scent. I highly recommend this if you're somebody that is maybe looking to get your very first perfume. This is fantastic for everyday wear. Like, you can wear this thing to so many different occasions. You could dress it up, you can dress it down, and you're still gonna be, it's gonna fit with everything. Now, the only season I don't recommend wearing Very Good Girl is probably the summertime, just because there's better options for, a blazing hot day, because this still has that vanilla in it that on a warm day, it might get a bit cloying, it might get a bit nauseating. So you have to be careful for that, all right? But I think we're in spring right now, and this is a fantastic springtime fragrance. Now, I've gotten asked from people of whether or not I find this similar to Delina Exclusive. More than, I've had questions about the original Delina, but I've been getting a lot of comparisons with the Exclusive. And honestly, I find this more like the original Delina than Delina Exclusive. Now, I will say, if you have tried all 3 of these fragrances, then I would say if Delina Exclusive gives you a bit of a headache, because it's pretty strong. It's a very powerful fragrance, very sweet as well. It's one thing that you spray, even 1 to 2 sprays, and the whole room fills up. So it's a beast mode scent. If that's a bit too much for you and you want to pull back, but you don't want it to be as fresh as the original Delina, then I think that Very Good Girl is a sweet spot to it. So it's a good designer offering for just a mass appealing type of DNA that people are gonna go nuts over. Because even myself, when I smell this, I'm like, damn, this is just a good scent. And I know I talk a lot about niche fragrances on this channel, but I really want to reiterate that niche does not necessarily mean better. Just because things are priced in the $300 range doesn't mean that, it's much better than a designer fragrance. A lot of people shit on designer scents, and I have to tell you, I love designer scents. There's a reason why they have the mass appeal. They have that sort of affordability for a majority of people. And Very Good Girl is a fantastic offering. Now, I still have just a soft spot in my heart for the original. There's just something about it that's just so sexy to me, right? I feel like Very Good Girl is amazing, but because I've smelled the original Delina, I love that scent independently, and I like the original Good Girl independently, right? I think this is a good meet in the middle, and I still think that and don't take this as, this fragrance isn't worth it and I don't like it, because I really, really do. But I just feel so strongly about the first 2 perfumes that I just mentioned 5 seconds ago. All right, but this is definitely a head-turning type of fragrance, all right? I know for all of you beginners here that are looking for your perfumes to just kind of have in your rotation, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but compliment factor is huge, all right? You have people in the comment section saying, oh, I wear it for me. I don't care what people think. Especially when you're starting, those people that are talking like that, like they started with very mass appealing scents because they wanted to come across as attractive, right? So don't feel any shame in that. This is definitely an attractive, sexy, feminine perfume, all right? Now, I'll save that for another video with the comparison with the original and this one. But to the masculine nose, this is just, how do I say this? I don't want to say like use all the adjectives that I've been using in this, but you throw this on and be confident that like people will be falling on their knees for this type of scent. It just is, it's not like the okay perfume that, okay, you smell it. Oh yeah, it smells like perfume, right? There's just something about this. I really think it's the lychee, because whether you say lychee, people are always in my comment section about the way to pronounce it, but here we say lychee, all right? But that note has become such like a phenomenon with people. Like when they smell lychee in other perfumes and fragrances that other people wear, they just love it. Men in particular, anybody, like the masculine nose loves lychee. Even myself, when I smell lychee, it's so good. And it has like this sort of playfulness to it. It's not just like strawberry. It's not, like peach. Like there's very common sort of fruits that like that sort of fruity, sexy smell that's very prominent in feminine perfume. But lychee, it's definitely on the rise. It's been on the rise. But to me, it's one of my all-time favorites because it adds like a touch of that exoticness that at least here in the States, like people are not used to. And it's just like, it's very, very attractive. All right. So just going over the basics in terms of performance, pretty solid. We're talking like 7-ish hours. Maybe you can go, if you want to go on the minimal side, minimum 6 hours, and then it can push over. Compliment factor, it's definitely there. It is definitely there. Now, in terms of uniqueness, I honestly haven't smelled anybody wear Very Good Girl. Personally, like when I've been out and about, I have not smelled this perfume. So even though it's a designer scent, I'm not gonna say that it's basic or everybody's wearing it. I'm sure online people rave about this fragrance and it might seem more popular online than it is in person. But I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of people that wear fragrance here, and I have not smelled this scent. I haven't smelled it. So I would still say that it's a good one to pull for. And again, I just want to set a reminder here that this is good for beginners. All right, if you're somebody that already has an established collection, you've got your fair share of designer and niche scents, then this might not be something that is going to satisfy you in a certain way. But again, if you're somebody just getting started, and you're looking for your key players and you're looking for the fragrance to build everything else off of, then this is going to be like, it's going to be that type of scent that it'll be your first, right? Or maybe your first 5. And then 5 years later, 10 years later, when you smell it again, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember literally my era of wearing Very Good Girl, So it's very easy to attach memories with a fragrance like this, especially if you're enjoying your youth, you're partying, you're going to clubs, going to bars, just hanging out with people. And this will have you will notice that this definitely gets a lot of positive attention. All right. But again, discount link for Very Good Girl in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this fragrance if you've given it a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.